My name is Alpa Rupala, Assistant Professor from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology, Computer Department. Welcome to the lecture series of Mobile Computing and Wireless Communication. Unit number 2, subtopic Antenna and Propagation. Topics to be covered in this lecture. First of all, we will learn about the antenna, what the antenna is, then after the radiation pattern of antenna, then types of antenna, then after some of the definition regarding the antenna, and most important one is antenna gain, and then after we will learn about the propagation modes of antenna. So starting with the definition of antenna, first of all, what is the antenna? Antenna is nothing but a transceiver device. Antenna is a transceiver device which transmits and receives electromagnetic waves, and that electromagnetic waves is nothing but your signals. Okay, so ultimately what antenna is doing? Antenna is creating the electromagnetic wave to transmit. How it is creating the electromagnetic waves? There is always a kind of fundamental. Then to operate something we need to feed it. Okay, so we are feeding our antenna by the current. So what is the antenna doing? The antenna at transmitter side, we are feeding it with a high frequency current. So antenna is basically what doing? Antenna is converting the high frequency current into electromagnetic waves at transmitter side and converting high frequency electromagnetic waves to high frequency current at receiver side. You can see over here are the some of the example of real life antennas. Okay, there are very different kind of antennas which is being used for different purpose. So we can say there are many purposes of antenna. Some of the application of antenna are wireless communication, in mobile communication, in broadcast communication, in microwave communication, in satellite communication. Okay, so for this all the purpose we are using antennas. So now, what is the radiation pattern of antenna? There are basically two types of radiation pattern for antenna. First one is directional antenna radiation pattern and second one is isotropic or omnidirectional radiation pattern of antenna. So first we will talk about the directional antenna. The directional antenna is a kind of antenna which directs or propagates into a single direction as predefined direction. One is omnidirectional or isotropic antenna. In this radiation pattern, the antenna is radiating in all the direction with the equal intensity. First one is for omnidirectional antenna, in which you can see the radiation pattern is kind of circle. Okay. If we talk about the directional antenna, then the radiation pattern could be in a positive direction or in a negative direction, and this omnidirectional antenna is the ideal one. In real life fundamental, you are not having any kind of omnidirectional radiating pattern other than broadcasting. Okay, but the basic, when we are talking about the directionality of your directional antenna, then the measure is being considered by your omnidirectional antenna. So it is the base for calculation of every parameter of your directional antenna. Next one is, we can have three basic type of antennas. First type of antenna is monopole or unipole directional antenna. Second type of antenna is dipole antenna. And third type of antenna is sectorized antenna. One is monopole or unipole antenna. Monopole or unipole antenna will be kind of the directional antenna which radiates in a single direction only. If we talk about the single direction, suppose it is transferring the data or radiating the information into a XY plane. Okay, so it will only direct to your positive or negative direction. It will radiate in a positive or negative direction. Okay, but if we talk about the dipole, then it will radiate in both the direction, positive as well as negative. Okay, I earlier told you about the antenna needs to be fed. So we are feeding our antenna with a high frequency current. The direction of feeding will calculate that at what plane your antenna is radiating. At what plane your antenna is radiating. So here you can see the cross section view of your XY plane. That means our antenna is being fed at Z axis. Okay, suppose in real life example, this is your Y-X. No, this is your Z-X. Okay, and this is your Y-X. Then this must be your X-axis. Okay, slant. If we are feeding our antenna in a Z-axis, then radiation pattern will be in a XY plane like this. Okay, so here this will be your X and this will be your Y. So this is all about the 3D concept of your antenna. When we are feeding our antenna into Z axis, then the radiation pattern will be measured at XY plane in dipole, positive and negative both the direction. If we are feeding our antenna at X axis, then YZ plane will have the radiation pattern. If we are feeding our antenna in Y-axis, then XZ plane will have the pattern. So these are the cross-section view of your antenna radiation pattern. When we are representing our antenna radiation pattern, this will be shown like this. Okay, but this is not that much of important. You just need to know about it that the antenna is being fed to one of the axis, and opposite to that axis we are having the antenna radiation pattern. Same as radiation pattern for the directional antenna. This is also the dipole antenna, and radiation pattern is according to given. Okay, this is the most important one. Nowadays we are using the sectorized antenna. This sectorized antenna is having basically on a single tower 3 antennas or 6 antennas on each. Okay, on a single tower we are having the 3 or 6 antennas. Antennas is nothing like but a metal conductor. Okay, so like this we can assume that on a single antenna we are having 3 metal conductors. Okay, on a single antenna we are having 3 metal conductors, and they are radiating in a direction in which they are facing. Okay, so here you can see this is the one of your antenna and it is radiating in this pattern. This is second your antenna, it is radiating in this pattern, and this is your third antenna, it is radiating in this pattern. So it is known as the sectorized antenna. Basically, if we talk about the GSM, then GSM is using 3-sector antenna. Okay, GSM architecture is using 3-sector antenna, and now this is the 6-sector antenna, same as your 3-sector, but we are having 6 antenna placed so in each. So now type of antenna. Basically, we are having the 5 type of antenna. The first one is linear wire antenna. You must have seen the linear wire antenna at a mounted on a car. Antenna is nothing but a single wired antenna which is transmitting and receiving your signal. Okay, basically this kind of antenna is also shown in a buildings, and it is operated at a very high frequency or ultra high frequency. The example of this kind of antenna is shown in diagram. Okay, also you have seen this kind of antenna previously in a phones or in a radio receiver. Okay, on a toy car, remote control toy car. Okay. Next type of antenna is horn antenna. In horn antenna, basically it is shown in a figure. It is having 2 parts. The first part is known as the aperture of your antenna, and second part is known as the waveguide. You must have seen this kind of real life antenna in which this is the corner reflector and this is the horn antenna. This is the aperture of your horn and this is the waveguide. Okay, so your dish TV is a combination of two type of antenna, corner reflector antenna and horn antenna. Corner reflector antenna and horn antenna both are being used at the microwave frequency. So when your signal is being striked on your dish TV, okay, then it will be reflected back to one focal point, and at this focal point we are having the aperture. So here it is what your aperture which receives all of your signal and then it will give it to your waveguide, and waveguide will receive your signal and give it to your TV. So basically we are also having different kind of horn aperture. It could be circle, it could be square, it could be rectangle, and we are using this aperture in a singly or clustered wave form. Here are some of the another example of horn antenna. Now third type of antenna is corner reflector. You have seen just in your dish TV. Okay, we are having the parabolic reflector. Okay, in space communication also we are using this kind of big dish TV. Okay, a big dish TV which is kind of the parabolic wave. This is the kind of parabolic microwave dish TV and this is the parabolic reflector. Okay, where we can also have the corner reflector antenna like shown in this figure. This all kind of antenna is very much dependent on the frequency. Like this kind of antenna is being used at the microwave frequency, but this kind of antenna is being used as microwave frequency as well as radio wave frequency. Okay, so third type of antenna is array antenna. When we talk about the space communication, then space communication is a very long distance communication. Okay, so for that receival of your signal, we need to have a large area. And for that large area, for receiving purpose, we need to have more number of apertures. So this more number of apertures are known as the array. All the elements of your single antenna, which is the collection of different apertures, is known as the array. Okay, so this is basically used in a space communication. Now last one is the Yagi antenna. Nowadays that much of not being used, very much of inexpensive and effective. Okay, in this kind of Yagi antenna, you can have one single rod on which you can have the dipole or linear wire antennas. Nowadays Yagi antenna is not being used. So now some of the definition regarding the antenna. First definition is radiation intensity. Okay, we have earlier seen the radiation pattern. It is of the 360-degree circle. Okay, if we talk about only 1 degree and power at that 1 degree only, then it is defined as the radiation intensity. Okay, so the power per unit solid angle, only 1 degree angle, the power being measured is known as the radiation intensity. Next one is directive gain. Directive gain is given by power density in isotropic antenna to that power density in directional antenna. Okay, I have told you earlier, whatever measure we want to calculate on the directional antenna, it is always being measured by the base of isotropic antenna. Now directivity, at all the directions, suppose we have measured the directive gain. So in that particular, whatever the region or area is having the maximum directive gain will be known as the directivity of your antenna. Okay, so from all the direction, whatever area is having the maximum directive gain is the directivity of your antenna. Now next one is power gain. Directive gain and power gain is correlated to each other. This is just like we are calculating the power density, but in power gain we are calculating the what amount of power need to be fed. Okay, so power fed to your isotropic antenna, to that power fed to directional antenna is known as power gain. Okay, so it is a ratio of power fed to isotropic to that power fed to directional antenna. It is power gain is known as AP, efficiency and directivity capital D. AP is equals to N into D. Now next one is bandwidth of your antenna. The bandwidth is defined as the frequency range over which the operation is satisfactory, same like your transmission channel bandwidth. Now next point is antenna gain. It is the measure of directionality of your antenna. Same as your directivity, antenna gain is what? Basically what amount or what intensity your antenna is being radiating in your directivity area. Okay, at what much of intensity your antenna is radiating in your directivity area is known as the antenna gain. Basically it depends the physical size and shape of your antenna. Here it is the relationship between the antenna gain and effective area. Capital G is known as the antenna gain and capital AE is known as the effective area, your directionality area. So the relationship is given by G is equals to 4 pi AE divided by lambda square. Now we can replace the lambda by C divided by F. Okay, so we can replace over here also. So your G in the form of frequency, G is equals to 4 pi F square AE divided by C square, where G is antenna gain, AE is your effective area, F is your frequency of your carrier signal of your antenna, lambda is the wavelength and C is the speed of your light. So basically when we are talking about the radiation, then this radiation could be take any path. Okay, so whatever path it is taking, it totally depends on the frequency. So we are having three basic route. First one is ground wave propagation, second one sky wave propagation, and third one line of sight propagation. So here are also given here the frequency range. If our radiation waves is having the frequency less than 2 megahertz, then it will be propagated according to ground waves. If the radiation frequency is according to 2 to 30 megahertz, then it will be propagating according to sky waves, and if it is above 30 megahertz, then according to line of sight. Now the first one, ground waves propagation. You can see in example, the ground wave propagation can take place when your frequency is less than 2 megahertz. Actually, your transmitter is going to send your signal to your space, okay, because it is being attracted to the ionosphere. But when we talk about the lesser intensity or lesser strength of your signal, then the signal is being attracted by the gravity of your earth. So your signal is going to the space. It is being gone to the earth, and then after, according to the earth curvature, it will travel along the earth curvature, and then after it will reaches to your receiver. Okay, but this is just the kind of fundamental which is in a real term. But if we talk about the ideal term, then it is being said that the transmitter is sending the radiation in the form of the curvature of earth. Okay, but this is the real fundamental, that it is being guided through the your ground. So that's why it is known as the ground waves. So the radio waves work in very lower frequency. So it is known as ground wave or surface wave. Okay, the ionosphere is there. Basically, it is being used in AM radio, radio navigation, and marine mobile communication. Next one is skywave propagation. It is being used in a 2 to 30 megahertz frequency band. Okay, so here is the fundamental. When we talk about that, we are having a little bit of stronger strength than the ground waves. So your antenna is radiating in a direction to your ionosphere, but it is not having that much of strength again. So it is reflecting back to your earth surface, and then after it will be bounce off from your earth surface to again ionosphere, and like that it will reaches to your receiver. So basically this kind of waves is form of the straight line waves, but because of the lesser strength it cannot penetrate your ionosphere. But if we talk about more than 30 megahertz, then it can penetrate your ionosphere and directly go to space, and we can lost your signal. Okay, so basically in skywave, what we are doing, we are transmitting our signal with the frequency range to 2 to 30 megahertz. That particular wave will be go to your ionosphere, then it will be reflect back to your earth due to the gravity of your earth. Then after again it will be reflected back to your ionosphere, and like this form it will reaches to your receiver. So where it is being used, it is being used in amateur radio, CB radio, or broadcasting. It is kind of point-to-point communication, but signal is subject to fading. Now what is fading? Because obviously you know that your particular signal is being transferred to your ionosphere, then after to your earth, then ionosphere. So it must be having some amount of attenuation. Okay, and that kind of attenuation is known as fading in this fundamental. We will discuss fading in later lecture in detail. Okay. Now third one is line of sight propagation. When you are having greater than 30 megahertz frequency range. I told you earlier, if we are having greater than 30 megahertz frequency range, then your waves can penetrate ionosphere and we can lost it. So for this kind of line of sight propagation, we must have the transmitter and receiver to be in a single line, so the signal is not being lost. That's why it is also known as line of sight propagation or space propagation. Basically used in a satellite communication and ground communication. Okay, so this was all about your lecture. What is antenna, radiation pattern of antenna, which was the directional and omnidirectional one, type of antenna, linear wire antenna, horn antenna, corner reflector, array and Yagi antenna. Then after some of the definition regarding the antenna. Then propagation modes, very much important, ground wave, sky wave and line of sight or space wave. Okay, now in next lecture we will learn about line of sight propagation mode in detail and fading. Thank you. We will meet in our next lecture.